Good day, everyone. My name is Mia Del Pozo. I am the first reporter of our group, and our topic was all about air pollution, climate change, and ozone depletion. We will start off climate change. What is climate change? Climate change is a long-term change in the average weather pattern that have come to define Earth's local, regional, and global climates. These changes had a broad range of observed effects that are synonymous with the term. Climate change also refers to a sweeping change in global climate conditions, including weather phenomena, temperature, and sea levels. It's caused by an influx of green gases, mostly from fossil fuel emissions around the world. These gases trap heat in the atmosphere and change weather patterns, warming many areas of the globe and causing erratic season and weather events. So, what comes to our mind if we hear the word climate change? So, some would out there say mainit, ilan, destruction of environment, and change of weather. But what really is a climate change? So, we even hear it from the news, but how do they know that there is a climate change? It is because of the satellite that they put outside the Earth or outside the planet. So they can also scientists can easily define the change of climate and in our world or in the whole mm, place. So climate change, it is ang pagbago sa klima sa taas nga termino nga pagbago sa kasagaran nga mga pattern sa panahon nga moabot aron mahibal-an ang lokal nga klima sa yuta. So, with these changes, nay usa ka halapad nga obserbahan nga maepekto sa parehas nga termino. Because of climate change, usa sa kusog nga pagbago sa kahimtang sa klima sa kalibutan, lakip na ang mga panghitabo sa panahon, temperatura o mga level sa dagat. This is all about the greenhouse gases that came from the fossil fuel emission sa tibuok kalibutan. So, unsa itong gipaghimo nga tawo, mobalik jud na nato. So, tungod ani nga mga gas, mubitik ni siya sa atong atmosphere, then tungod sa iyahang kainit, that's why magbago ang pattern sa panahon. It will hide the temperature of heat to the whole world, then can cause different perspective like the change of weather, pakalit lang, then but we don't know the possible happenings sa ato ang kalibutan. So, through news, we can know nga na po dahil paabot nga bagyo, ana mga change of weather. So, muna siya yung mga causes. So, causes of climate change, daghan ni siya, but most especially is ang may balan dyan na to is it is tungod sa air pollution. So, air pollution can be defined as an alteration of air quality that can be characterized by measurements of chemical, biological, or physical pollutants in the air. Therefore, air pollution means the undesirable presence of impurities or the abnormal rise of proportion of some constituents of the atmosphere. It can be classified in two sections, which is visible and invisible air pollution. So, ang air pollution, muna siya pollution sa hangin. Mahimo ni siyang usa ka sa pagbago sa kalidad sa hangin na mahimong may ilhan pinaagi sa mga pagsukod sa chemical, biological o physical nga mga hugaw sa hangin nga muoy mopadulong sa ato ang earth. Yes. But ang pollution sa mga hangin nagpasabot ni siya nga dili gusto nga presensya sa mga hugaw ug ang dili normal nga pagtaas sa proportion sa pipila nga mga way sa ato ang atmosphere. It will make a helpful way of two-way section, which is the makita o dili makita nga pollution sa hangin. So, daghan ani sa pabrika magamit nya bawal pud biya na siya kay mao na siya kusog nga pa makakuan sa makaguba sa ato ang kuan or makapabag-o sa ato ang climate change kay mudirekta man na siya sa taas. So mo gani nang naguba na atong ozone layer, sakit na kayo sa panit ang init. It is because of our doings. So the next one is deforestation. Deforestation or forest clearance is the removal of a forest or stand of trees from the land that is then converted to non-forest use. Deforestation can involve conversion of forest land to farms, ranches, or urban use. The most concentrated deforestation occurs in tropical rainforests. So deforestation or ang pagguba sa ato ang kagubatan or forest mao ang pagtangtang sa mga usa ka pagtangtang sa mga kahoy nga nahimutang sa saktong lugar. So nagikan sa yuta that are matransfer siya sa dili paggamit sa kagubatan. The destroying of forest will make changes sa pagbag-o sa yuta sa forest tungod sa paggamit sa mga kasyudaran. Yes. Kaning mga gipangputol nila nga kahoy ilahan ning gamiton para makapatayo ni sila og mga taas nga building then some other people would not ilisan og bag-o or plant more trees para mabawi tong ilahang giputol, but I think no one or some people do that but not everyone. So munang sa other places pag muulan kusog ang impact sa baha kay wala nay muhawid sa sa baha nga musurop sa tubig aron dili mudako ang baha, but through deforestation wala na siya direkta na ang tubig, wala na mupugong sa tubig nga musuyop sa baha and mga ways nga mupugong atong mga ways nga gipanglabay, mga basura mga hugaw na kaayo ato ang Mother Earth. So the next one, increasing of livestock farming, raising livestock generates 14.5% of global greenhouse gas emissions that are very bad for the environment. Forests help lower the risk of sudden climate change and also tone down the impacts from natural disaster. Livestock farming creates a huge carbon footprint and has a very high global warming potential. So, tungod sa pagdako sa kahayupan, it will match 14.5% of global nga greenhouse gas emission nga dili usab maayo sa kalibutan. Ang mga forest or bundok will help to decrease sa mga resgo sa unexpected nga pagbago sa klima o sa pagpaubos sa mga epekto gikan sa natural nga mga panghimutang. So, ang pag-uma sa mga animals can make a high carbon footprint nga adunay taas kaayo nga potential sa pag-init sa kalibutan. So, ang pagdaghan sa kanang kanang magkuan ka og mga farm, yes, dako jud na siya impact kaayo sa ato ang sa land. Yes, kay daghan jud na siyang mga ways nga imo lisod kaayong masulbad. So next, using transportation like vehicles, cars, and steam-powered trains and boats were also powered by fossil fuels, which release large quantities of carbon dioxide into the air when born. These growing levels of carbon dioxide have generated a significant greenhouse effect, which had caused the planet to warm at a much more rapid pace and to a higher temperatures than pre-industrial revolution rates. So, transportation. So, ang paggamit sa transportasyon, sama sa mga salakyan, mga auto, mga train, gipadalagan sa singaw ug mga bangka ug mga gapaandar usab sa fossil fuel nga mo'y nagpagawas sa daghang carbon dioxide sa hangin kung masunog. With this highest level sa carbon dioxide, it will make one reason of greenhouse effect. It will reason sa pag-init sa planet sa mas paspas nga dagan ug sa mga taas nga temperatura kaysa mga industrial revolution rates. Yes, transportation. Kusog sa nag-impact ka ng mga aso sa salakyan. Muna siya rason nganong kuan kusog sad na siya impact sa atong greenhouse gases. Dayong it is much better good og kuan pa magbike, mag-walking para po ma-exercise atong lawas, but depende sa hilayon po sa ato ang aladtuan, no? So kailangan jud po nato magsalakyan, but not every time na if duol ra man gani atong adtuan, pwede ra ta mag-walking kay makahelp man po na siya maboost ang po atong immunity, may healthy atong body, then it is very helpful, then malesen po ang kuan effect sa ato ang mga fossil fuels. Then consuming too much, your home and your use of power, how you move around, what you eat, and how much you throw away all contribute to greenhouse gas emission. So does the consumption of food such as clothing, electronics, and plastic. So sobra sa pagkonsumo ang mga balay o paggamit sa galamiton, kung giunsa nimo paglihok, kung unsa ang mga imong gikaon, ug kung unsa kadaghan ang imong gilabay tanan nagatampo sa mga pagbuga sa greenhouse gas. Just like rapod sa mga pagkonsumo sa mga butang sama sa mga sinina, electronic o plastic. Yes, sa atong waste. We have kuan garbages. Katong mga ma-recycled, ma-reuse pa. Then atong mga bottle, especially the bottles na atong mag-inom ta, pwede na siya nato ma-recycle, mga butangan nato mga plants. Then ang mga waste nato ato daw dapat ibutang sa saktong bulutangan kay usa sad na siya sa makapahugaw sa ato ang kuan Mother Earth. So sa atong lugar, yes, especially sa matag magbaha, magkalat na ang mga kuan sa nang atong mga basura, kaayo mudapig ra gyapon nato ang unsa ato ang gipanglabay. Yes, especially the clothing, the kuan silang atong mga waste, mga hugaw nato, mubalik ra gyapon nato. So dapat jud if na ma-recycle pa gani ang mga butang, dapat jud na siya i-recycle, or pwede na amang po ikatong magbaligya og mga recycled mga bottles. Yes, makakwarta pa mo, makasave pa mo. So tigo mo na siya hangtod mo daghan dayon inyong hanggi pa baligya kay naaman po uban magamaan na nila ila ra man po nang recycle kay makatabang siya sa ato ang kalibutan. So as we save our Mother Earth, we will have our healthy living kay wala ato manggi sa like ato ang gipalangga ang ato ang earth. Yes, kay we are just living to protect our world. So stop wasting waste, put it in the proper garbage, and dapat dili jud ta magkuan sa labay-labay bisan asa. Yes. So the next topic is some ways to prevent climate change. Number one, save energy at home. Much of our electricity and heat is powered by coal, oil, and gas. Use less by lowering your heating and cooling. Switching to LED light bulbs and energy efficient electric appliances, washing your laundry with cold water or hanging things to dry instead of using a dryer. So, mas maayo jud og katong gamiton nga light is katong solar nga imo ra siyang ibulad sa init then pagka gabi musiga siya. Yes, it is very consumable kaayo nga butang nga makapalasen sa electric sa pagdako sa energy o pagtaas sa energy. Samot na ng paggamit na tog mga kuan sa ng washing machine. Yes, washing machine mas maayo if naman gani tay kuan gripo or bumba dito mas much better pud og bumba kay mas makuan siya, mas maayo nimo siya og kuan wash imong mga laundry. Then, sa pag-dry, ibulad nimo siya sa init kaysa mag-dryer ka nga makalas kayo sa kuryente. And, usa na pud ang mga kuan stove, yes, mga cooking materials, katong easy to bake ra, or easy to cook, mga rice cooker. It is very, very kuan siya, risk, kay kusog siya na siya makakuha, kusog siya na siya sa impact sa energy, which is, mobitik pud na siya sa ato ang kuan greenhouse gases. So it is very helpful to listen up the high use of energy. The next one is walk, cycle, or take public transport. The world's roads are clogged with vehicles, most of them burning diesel or petrol. Walking or riding a bike instead of driving will reduce greenhouse gas emission and help your health and fitness for longer distances. Consider taking a train or bus and carpool whenever possible. So yes, as I said, walking, cycling, or take a public transport. So it is very important para nato kay para mapud ni sa ato ang health. Yes, para lessen ta sa ato ang sa kuan gas nga mo'y makakos sa ato ang greenhouse gas emission. So mas maayo if magbike ta, magwalking, yes, or take a public transport kay depende pod sa atong alatuan. If consider man po siya nga if maadto ta sa liyo kana emergency, so possible jud magamit jud tag mga vehicles kuan dali ra ta makaadto, but possible jud doon lamang gani ang adtuan or depende po minsan pug layo. So daghan minsan karon makita nato ng mga tawo daghan task kayo lang travel, bahalag magbike ra sila, magwalking ra sila, maka-reduce sila og kuan sa impact sa greenhouse gas, and makahatag pa na siya og health and fitness nato, and it will boost our immune system and help our life longer. So that would be all for my topic, and the continuation will have it as Joanna takes over. Thank you.
So, this is the continuation of the first reporter. Some ways to prevent climate change. Number 1, save energy at home. Much of your electricity and heat is powered by coal, oil, and gas. Use less by lowering your heat and cooling, switching to LED lights, bulbs, and energy-efficient electric appliances, washing your laundry with cold water, or hanging things to dry instead of using a dryer. Walk, cycle, or take public transport. The world's roads are clogged with vehicles, most of them burning diesel or petrol. Walking or riding a bike instead of driving will reduce greenhouse gas emissions and help your health and fitness. For longer distances, consider taking a train or bus and carpool whenever possible. Walk or ride a bike instead of magamit ang different kinds of vehicles because it can reduce greenhouse gas emission. It also to our health and fitness. Eating more vegetables. Eating more vegetables, fruits, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds, and less meat and dairy can significantly lower your environmental impact. Producing plant-based foods generally results in fewer greenhouse gas emissions and requires less energy, land, and water. So, so we all know that vegetables have lots of benefits, not only for our health but also for our environment. Producing plant-based foods generally results in fewer greenhouse gas emissions and require less energy, land, and water because it is simply efficient because eating vegetable produce less greenhouse gas emissions than eating much meat. Consider your travel. Airplanes burn large amounts of fossil fuels, producing significant greenhouse gas emissions that makes taking fewer flights one of the fastest ways to reduce your environmental impact. When you can meet virtually, take a train or skip that long distance trip together. 5. Throw away less food. When you throw away, you're also wasting the resources and energy that were used to grow, produce, package, and transport it. When food rots in a landfill, it produces methane, a powerful greenhouse gas, so use what you buy and compose any leftovers. Reduce, reuse, repair, and recycle. Electronics, clothes, and other items we buy cause carbon emissions at each point in production, from the extraction of raw materials to manufacturing and transporting goods to market. To protect our climate, buy fewer, shop second, repair what you can, and recycle. So this process saves a lot of time, energy, and resources, and more. It also reduces the consumption of natural raw material used to produce things. Ozone depletion. Ozone layer depletion is the gradual thinning of the Earth's ozone layer in the upper atmosphere caused due to the release of chemical compounds containing gaseous bromine or chlorine from industries or other human activities. Causes of ozone layer depletion. The ozone layer depletion is a major concern and it is associated with a number of factors. The main causes responsible for the depletion of the ozone layer are listed below. The first one is the chlorofluorocarbons. Chlorofluorocarbons or CFCs are the main cause of ozone layer depletion. These are released by solvents, spray, aerosols, refrigerators, air conditioners, etc. The molecules of chlorocarbons in the stratosphere are broken down by the ultraviolet radiations and release chlorine atoms. These atoms react with ozone and destroy it. Unregulated rocket launches. Says that the unregulated launching of rockets results in much more depletion of ozone layer than the CFCs do, or chlorofluorocarbons. If not controlled, this might result in a huge loss of the ozone layer by the year 2050. Third, the nitrogenous compounds. The nitrogenous compounds such as NO2, NO, and N2O are highly responsible for the depletion of the ozone layer. Then number 4, the natural causes. The ozone layer has been found to be depleted by certain natural processes such as sunspots and stratospheric winds, but it does not cause more than 1 to 2% of the ozone layer depletion. Example of this is the volcanic eruptions are also responsible for the depletion of the ozone layer.
Ozone depleting substances are the substances such as chlorofluorocarbons, halogens, carbon tetrachloride, hydrofluorocarbons, and etc. that are responsible for the depletion of ozone layer. What is the most common ozone depleting substance? The most common CFCs are CFC11, CFC12, CFC113, CFC114, and CFC115. The ozone depletion potential ODP for each CFC is respectively 1, 1, 0.8, and 1, and 0.6. When chlorine and bromine atoms come into contact with ozone in the stratosphere, they destroy ozone molecules. One chlorine atom can destroy
over 100,000 ozone molecules before it is removed from the stratosphere. Following is the list of some main ozone-depleting substances and the sources from where they are released. Ozone-depleting substances: chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs. Sources: refrigerators, air conditioners, solvents, dry cleaning agents, and etc. Halogens: fire extinguishers, carbon tetrachloride, fire extinguishers, solvents, methyl chloroform, adhesive aerosols, hydrofluorocarbons, fire extinguishers, air conditioners, solvents. Effects of ozone layer depletion. The depletion of the ozone layer has harmful effects on the environment. Let us see the major effects of ozone layer depletion on man and environment. An increase in UVB rays reaching the Earth's surface. Effects on human health. The humans will be directly exposed to the harmful ultraviolet radiations of the sun due to depletion of the ozone layer. This might result in serious health issues among humans, such as skin diseases, cancer, sunburns, cataract, quick aging, and weak immune system. Breathing ground-level ozone can trigger a variety of health problems including chest pain, coughing, throat irritation, and congestion. It can worsen bronchitis, emphysema, and asthma. Ozone also can reduce lung functions and inflame the lining of the lungs. Effects on animals. Direct exposure to ultraviolet radiations leads to skin and eye cancer in animals. The effects of pollution on animals and birds can be devastating. From chemical pollutants to marine debris, pollution impacts the planet. Atmospheric ozone can stunt growth in various plant species, and these changes affect the quality of habitat and food sources of many animals. Effects on environment. Strong ultraviolet rays may lead to minimal growth, flowering, and photosynthesis in plants. The forests also have to bear the harmful effects of the ultraviolet rays. Some of the major environmental problems are as follows: ozone depletion, greenhouse effects, and global warming, desertification, deforestation, loss of biodiversity, and disposal of waste. Effects on marine life. Planktons are greatly affected by the exposure to harmful ultraviolet rays. These are higher in the aquatic food chain. When the planktons are destroyed, the organisms present in the food chain are also affected. UVB radiation has been found to cause damage to early developmental stages of fish, shrimp, crab, amphibians, and other marine animals. The most severe effects are decreased productive capacity and impaired larval development. Solutions to ozone layer depletion. Following are some points that would help in preventing this problem at a global level. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Volunteer for cleanups in your community. Educate, conserve water, choose sustainable, shop wisely, use long-lasting light bulbs, and plant a tree. Montreal Protocol on substances that deplete the ozone layer in an international treaty designed to protect the ozone layer by phasing out the production of numerous substances that are responsible for ozone depletion. Avoid using ODS. Reduce the use of ozone-depleting substances. Like for example, avoid the use of CFCs in refrigerators and air conditioners, replacing the halon-based fire extinguishers, and etc. ODS are generally very stable in the stratosphere and only degrade under intense ultraviolet light in the stratosphere. When they break down, they release chlorine or bromine atoms, which then deplete ozone. Minimize the use of vehicles. The vehicles emit a large amount of greenhouse gases that lead to global warming as well as ozone depletion. Therefore, the use of vehicles should be minimized as much as possible. The effects of car pollution are widespread, affecting air, soil, and water quality. Nitrous oxide contributes to the depletion of the ozone layer, which shields the Earth from harmful ultraviolet radiation from the sun. Use eco-friendly cleaning products. Most of the cleaning products have chlorine and bromine, releasing chemicals that find a way into the atmosphere and affect the ozone layer. This should be substituted with natural products to protect the environment. Use eco-friendly household cleaning products. This is because many of these cleaning agents contain toxic chemicals that interfere with the ozone layer. Using green cleaning products can help to reduce the human health and environmental concerns that comes along with cleaning. Eco-labels are a good tool to help purchasers quickly and easily identify products that are greener. Use of nitrous oxide should be prohibited. The government should take actions and prohibit the use of harmful nitrous oxide that is adversely affecting the ozone layer. People should be made aware of the harmful effects of nitrous oxide and the products emitting the gas so that its use is minimized at the individual level as well. Nitrous oxide is a byproduct of fuel combustion in mobile and stationary sources. When any fossil fuel is burnt, part of the nitrogen that is in the fuel